Welcome to my introduction. The title of my lecture is Developing Rhythmic Sensitivity, a study designed for all musicians. The law of rhythm. We live in an ocean of motion. Everything in our universe is moving in rhythm with everything else. Whether swinging in and out, moving forward and backward, or having a low and high tide, nothing is still. Every action has a reaction. When something advances, something must retreat. When one thing rises, another must sink. All of these are but individual expressions of one of the great natural laws of our universe, the law of rhythm. This law can be observed in part on the physical level by the change of seasons, night and day, or rain and sunshine. It may be observed in the mental, emotional realms through the rhythmic swings of negative and positive expressions of thought. In music, the law of rhythm is the nucleus of the creative process. Composers use musical elements to create dissonance and consonance, tension and release, symmetry and imbalance. Conductors and performers recreate or interpret the composer's intentions. Interpretation is a subjective process, but at its foundation must be an objective or literal understanding of the noted music symbols. Even though tempo and nuance may vary with each performance, pitches and rhythm remain constant, and rhythm is still the cornerstone. Through rhythm, body movements become dance, words become poetry, and sounds become music. The law of rhythm. Sounds become music, the noted rhythmic patterns. But you see, rhythm is not just as it's often conceived and thought of to be, which is the noted rhythmic patterns, the mathematical relationships. It's the universal rhythm. It's the heartbeat. It's the 1-2, in, out, up, down, over, under. It's everything that affects every part of your life. And as you start to tune into it, your mathematical rhythm will become much better as your universal conception and awareness of the universal rhythm amplifies. So become aware of the universal rhythm and you'll become better mathematically as a performing musician. Pulses, rhythmic patterns, and units. If there were a most important applicable section to this entire lecture that you should walk away with, it would be this. This is the center of everything. This is the essence of what the entire course was about. This is the essence of what your performing is about. That which you see and play against that which is just as important, that is there, that you feel and you count, but you don't see. So, that's, by the way, the answer to part of this. First of all, I said that meter signatures are visual symbols through which musical sounds in time can be organized and noted. I said that pulses, which is the denominator of the meter signature, are the equally spaced distances in measured time. Now, if the pulses are the equally spaced distances in measured time, that means that in this measure, there are 4 implied pulses going on throughout each of these measures. You don't see them, they're the conducting beat. It's the count-off. It's the metronome click. It's the hi-hat. It's whatever might be the equally spaced distances or the denominator of the meter signature. But it's just as important as though it were the actual noted rhythmic pattern, because it's always there. When you're performing a piece of music, if you're not thinking as much about the implied pulse underneath as you are about the noted rhythmic pattern, you're only thinking at this moment about 1/3, at least, of what is available to be able to perform the rhythmic pattern properly. So underneath that noted rhythmic pattern is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, etc. Now, the second thing that is there is called the unit count. The unit count is the smallest practical division or subdivision of the noted rhythmic pattern or the pulse. The smallest practical division or subdivision of the noted rhythmic pattern or the pulse. What does that mean? That which you count.